in Stoic Men Tribe. Today we're tapping into a powerful truth, a moment of inner strength, sharp clarity and timeless wisdom. Don't skip any part of this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Please do us a favor by hitting the subscribe button, like and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's break it down. Discipline. Your mind, the foundation of everything. Train your mind where true strength begins. Eventually, there comes a moment, maybe it crept up on you quietly, when you finally understand that the greatest battle of your life isn't out there in the world. It's not with critics, not with setbacks, not even with circumstances. It's the silent war waged behind your own eyes. The struggle between who you are and who you're meant to be. Between your discipline and your distractions. Between your focus and your impulses. It's the fight against your own cravings for comfort. The urge for quick validation. The temptation to escape instead of evolve. And the truth hits you. Your real enemy is the part of your mind that keeps choosing ease over growth, noise over stillness, excuses over excellence. Want me to continue building this into a full-length script? Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-protection. Discipline is so often misunderstood. We're taught to see it as a cage, a limitation, a joy killer, but in truth, discipline is not a punishment. It's a boundary, a safeguard, a powerful act of self-respect. It's the armor you build around the highest version of yourself, not to restrict your freedom, but to protect your future. Because here's the truth most people don't want to confront. If you don't learn to discipline your mind, life will discipline you, and it won't be gentle about it. It will come in the form of missed opportunities, unhealthy habits you swore you'd break, late night regrets and repeated mornings of emotional chaos. It will show up in relationships that drain you, in goals that never materialize, in years lost to comfort zones and distractions, disguised as joy. The undisciplined mind is a dangerous place. It craves what feels good now at the expense of what you truly want later. It doesn't care about your growth. It cares about relief. Quick fixes, shortcuts, anything to avoid the discomfort that evolution demands. But when you start to discipline your mind, something radical happens. You stop responding to every emotional impulse like it's truth. You stop needing to explain yourself to everyone. You stop reaching for temporary highs to escape temporary lows. You start sitting with discomfort without letting it define you. You start choosing focus over entertainment, stillness over chaos, intentional solitude over shallow company. You start hearing your inner voice again, not the one built from fear or insecurity, but the one rooted in purpose, clarity, and direction. Discipline rewires your inner world. It teaches you to listen, not react. To lead yourself, not follow every craving. To stand still in storms without abandoning yourself. Let's be honest. Your mind doesn't always want what's best for you. It wants what's easy. It wants the dopamine rush, not the delayed reward. It wants the comfort of old habits, not the courage of transformation. It will tell you to scroll instead of study, to quit instead of reflect, to overthink instead of take action. And that's exactly why discipline is necessary. It's not about being rigid. It's about being free from the chaos that comes when you're led by every passing emotion. A disciplined mind doesn't silence your humanity. It strengthens it. It makes space for the truest, most powerful parts of you to rise. So the next time you want to skip the work, give in to the urge, or numb the discomfort, pause. Ask yourself, what would the disciplined version of me choose right now? Because that version of you, the one who keeps showing up, who's building something bigger than the moment, isn't just surviving life. They're shaping it. And that begins, always, with the mind. Mental discipline. The silent architect of your future. Discipline isn't just about waking up at 5 a.m. It's not just about reading a book a week, checking off goals, or grinding in silence until the world claps. That's the surface of it. That's what people see. But real mental discipline, it's deeper, it's quieter. It's the kind of strength no one applauds because no one sees it. And yet it changes everything. It's the ability to tell yourself the truth when your mind starts bargaining with comfort. It's the quiet decision to say, I don't feel like it, but I'll do it anyway. It's staying loyal to your future self over your present mood. Because let's be honest, there will be days when your excuses will sound incredibly reasonable, when every part of you will want to stay in bed, zone out, give in. When distraction will come dressed as self-care, and quitting will disguise itself as, maybe this isn't meant for me. And in those moments, discipline is what draws the line. Not because it's easy, not because you're superhuman, but because you've trained yourself to respond, not react. To think beyond the next 5 minutes. Mental discipline is choosing the harder road because it leads somewhere meaningful. It's walking away from short-term pleasure in the name of long-term peace. It's choosing silence over noise, stillness over chaos, focus over fragmentation. It's what keeps you grounded when life spins. What keeps you calm when people trigger you. What keeps you moving when everything in you wants to quit. Discipline is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't seek praise, but it's always there, shaping the way you show up. It's the voice that says, no, you don't need to scroll. You need to sit with yourself. No, you don't need another opinion. You need to trust your vision. No, this feeling will pass, but the results of your consistency won't. Because the truth is, discipline is the bridge between what you want and what you'll actually get. It's what turns dreams into plans, desires into habits, ideas into impact. A disciplined mind doesn't chase motivation. It creates momentum. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It chooses now, again and again. It's not about being cold or robotic. It's about choosing a higher level of respect for yourself. It's about leading your emotions instead of being led by them. So yes, mental discipline is the key. It's what helps you get back up when you fail. What empowers you to say no to distractions that don't align with your purpose. What trains you to stay focused in a world that profits from your attention being scattered. And in a time when everyone is reacting, you will be creating. Not because it's easy, but because you've built the mind for it. Discipline is the doorway. Discipline doesn't shout. It doesn't beg you to follow. It simply waits, firm, grounded, unwavering, until you're done chasing distractions that lead you nowhere. And when you're finally tired of the loop, when you're done giving your energy to moods, to excuses, to every fleeting feeling, discipline is still there, still waiting for you to choose it. Because discipline is not about force, it's about freedom. It says, I don't need to wait until I'm inspired. I act because I've decided. I don't need someone to check on me. I've built a self I can trust. I don't run on motivation, I run on purpose. The truth is, the undisciplined mind is a slave to temptation, a slave to every emotional high and every egoic low, a slave to likes, to opinions, to comparison. It reacts, it reaches, it runs, and never really arrives anywhere. But a disciplined mind, that's power. It's the calm in the middle of chaos. It's the pause before the emotional outburst. It's the focus that cuts through noise. It's the patience that builds what others only talk about. You want to grow in any area of your life? Start by mastering your mind. You want a stronger body? Then you need the discipline to show up on the days when nothing in you feels like it, when soreness screams, when progress is slow, when the scale doesn't reward your effort. You show up anyway. You want deeper relationships? Then discipline your reactions. Stop letting triggers control you. Learn to listen, to speak with intention, to walk away when it costs your peace. That takes strength. That takes control. You want financial stability. Discipline your spending. Not everything you want is what you need. Not every sale is worth your freedom. Discipline reminds you, every dollar is a decision about your future, not just your present craving. You want mental clarity? Then discipline your attention. Your mind is not a dumping ground for every notification, every headline, every opinion. It's a sacred space, and whatever you allow in shapes what flows out. Every part of your life, your health, your peace, your income, your purpose, your impact, is waiting on the same thing: mental discipline. Not temporary willpower, not a one-time burst of energy, but the quiet, consistent decision to choose what serves you over what soothes you. Because here's the truth most won't tell you. You don't rise by accident. You don't evolve because you got lucky. You grow when you stop giving in to the version of you that wants to stay small. Discipline is not punishment. It's a gift, a boundary, a compass that leads you out of the noise and back to your true path. So don't wait for life to discipline you, through heartbreak, through regret, through lessons that cost too much. Train your mind now. Protect your time. Guard your focus. Build your inner grit. Because everything you want starts with who you are when no one's watching. And the person who wins isn't the most talented, isn't the loudest, isn't the one who had it easy. It's the one who refused to quit, refused to be ruled by moods, refused to let a moment of weakness sabotage a lifetime of work. Discipline isn't just the foundation of success, it's the language of self-respect. Train the mind. Master the life. Because here's the truth most people overlook. Your habits aren't born out of chance. They are reflections of your inner dialogue. Your patterns are not random. They are rehearsed. What you repeat in your mind, you eventually repeat in your life. Your habits follow your thoughts. Your emotions follow your attention. Your entire life follows the direction of your mind, quietly, consistently, and without permission unless you take control. So if your mind is cluttered, anxious, reactionary, your life will be too. But if your mind is clear, grounded and focused, your life starts to reflect that peace. That's why it's not just important, it's critical. To train your mind like everything depends on it. Because it does. Train your mind like it's the command center of your future. Because it is. Discipline your thoughts like they're building your legacy. Because they are. Every time you read something uplifting instead of scrolling aimlessly, you're shaping your mental edge. Every time you reflect instead of react, pause instead of panic, you're reclaiming your power. And that power? It's not found in perfection. It's found in persistence. It's found when you read when you don't feel like it, because knowledge sharpens your vision. Rest when your body truly needs it, not when your laziness disguises itself as self-care. Say no without over-explaining, because not every opportunity deserves your energy. Say yes to growth even when it stretches you beyond comfort and into the unknown, because growth never comes with comfort. It comes with discipline, with choosing what's right over what's easy, with choosing alignment over approval, with choosing long-term over instant gratification. And yes, you will slip. You will fall back into old habits. You will have days where your thoughts spiral, where your focus fades, where your discipline shakes. But real discipline was never about being flawless. It's about recovery. It's about how fast you get back up after you fall. It's about interrupting the downward spiral and saying, this moment doesn't get to define me. Discipline is not cold or rigid. It's compassionate. It says, I know you're tired, but your future is worth more than your fatigue. I know it's hard, but you've done harder. I know you slipped, but this isn't where your story ends. That's the part people miss. Discipline is an act of love, not punishment, not control. Love? It's choosing to show up for your future self. It's protecting your peace from your past patterns. It's being loyal to your higher self, not your lowest urges. So protect your mornings. Guard your focus like it's sacred. Speak life into yourself when no one else does. And remember, the mind you discipline today becomes the life you live tomorrow. You don't need perfect days. You need a loyal mindset. A mindset that remembers your purpose in the face of pain. A mindset that doesn't ask, do I feel like it? But asks, what would the future me thank me for? Train your mind daily, deliberately, unapologetically. Because everything else, your routines, your relationships, your peace, your path, will follow its lead. And when in doubt, return to this truth. You are not the noise in your head. You are the quiet voice that decides what to do with it. Discipline. The silent edge. This is your edge. Not talent, not luck. Not the noise of ambition or the rush of external validation. But discipline. Quiet, consistent, and unshakable. It's not something you're born with. It's not glamorous. It won't go viral. It doesn't shout for attention. But it will separate you from everyone who quit the moment it got hard. Because discipline doesn't need applause. It needs intention. It needs that inner voice that says, I made a promise to myself, and I'm not breaking it just because I don't feel like it today. In a world obsessed with instant results, discipline is your rebellion. It's not dramatic. It's not emotional. It's showing up when it's dull, when it's hard, when it's unseen. It's lacing up your shoes when your bed is warm. It's saying no to what's easy, so you can say yes to what's meaningful. It's putting your phone down so you can pick your purpose up. It's mastering your mornings, protecting your peace, choosing stillness over stimulation. Because discipline is the quiet force that keeps you rooted when everything tries to pull you away from yourself. It's the foundation under your dreams, the edge that keeps you sharp, the inner armor you wear when the world feels too loud and too fast. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel strong. You won't always feel confident. But if you are disciplined, none of that matters. You'll still show up. You'll still do the work. You'll still rise. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's not about feeling good. It's about doing good even when it feels like nothing's happening. Because over time, the quiet efforts compound. The small wins stack. The boring days build the masterpiece. So no, you don't need hype. You need habits. You don't need perfect timing. You need presence. You don't need to be inspired. You need to be intentional. You need the courage to be repetitive, the humility to be patient, the strength to stay the course when no one's watching. Discipline turns pain into power, turns chaos into clarity, turns a scattered mind into a focused force. It is the bridge between your potential and your reality. So be the one who keeps going, who shows up in the silence, who works while others wait for motivation, who doesn't fold when things get hard. Be the one who chooses discipline. Because you know the truth. When you discipline your mind, you become unstoppable. You build a life that can't be stolen, a peace that isn't dependent on circumstance, a power that doesn't need to shout to be felt. This is your edge, your foundation, your legacy in the making. So show up, not because it's easy, but because it's who you are. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.